Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Before we jump into today's topic, if you love keeping your vehicle running smoothly and saving money on expensive repair bills, do me a quick favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our practical automotive tips and guides. Today, we are diving into one of the most critical, yet frequently overlooked, components of your vehicle's drivetrain, the constant velocity axle, or CV axle. If your car has been making strange noises when turning, shaking when you step on the gas, or slinging mysterious black grease inside your wheel wells, this video is tailor-made for you. We are going to cover the primary symptoms of a failing CV axle, specifically focusing on boot tears, loud clicking sounds, and acceleration vibrations, so you can diagnose the problem before it leaves you stranded. Before we jump into the symptoms, let's briefly understand what a CV axle actually does. In simple terms, your CV axles transfer rotating power from your engine and transmission straight to your drive wheels. What makes them unique is their ability to flex. As you drive, your suspension moves up and down over bumps, and your front wheels pivot left and right as you steer. The CV joints at both ends of the axle shaft allow power to flow continuously regardless of these dynamic angles. To keep these high-precision bearing joints lubricated and protected from dirt, water, and road grit, they are wrapped in flexible rubber or plastic accordion boots packed with heavy-duty grease. This brings us straight to our very first and most visual warning sign, a torn or leaking CV boot. When you inspect your vehicle during an oil change or tire rotation, you should always look behind the brake rotors at these rubber boots. Over time, constant flexing, heat, road debris, and aging rubber cause the boots to dry out, crack, or tear open. Once a boot rips, centrifugal force flings the thick, dark grease all over your inner wheel barrel, brake components, and suspension parts. More importantly, moisture and dirt get inside the joint, acting like liquid sandpaper against the precision bearings. Catching a torn boot early can sometimes allow you to repack and reboot the joint, but if the grease has been gone for a while, internal damage is already done and the whole axle assembly will need replacing. That leads directly into our second, and perhaps most famous, symptom, a sharp clicking, popping, or snapping noise while turning. If you hear a rhythmic metallic click 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 every time you make a tight turn, such as turning into a parking spot or making a U-turn, you are dealing with a worn-out outer CV joint. As the outer joint loses its grease and absorbs dirt, the internal ball bearings and tracks wear down, creating excessive play. When you turn the steering wheel, the joint bends at a steep angle, causing those loose bearings to slam violently against their tracks. A great way to test this yourself is to go to an open parking lot, turn your steering wheel all the way to one side, and drive slowly in a tight circle. If you hear a distinct, repeating clicking sound, your outer CV joint is compromised. Moving on to our third major symptom, high-speed or heavy vibrations during acceleration. While the outer CV joint handles steering angles, the inner CV joint attaches to the transmission or differential and handles the vertical travel of your suspension. When the inner joint wears out, the tripod bearings inside develop slop and lose their concentric balance. When you press down on the accelerator pedal, torque surges through the drivetrain, causing the unbalanced inner joint to wobble under load. You will feel a noticeable shaking or shuddering sensation through the floorboards or steering wheel. What makes this symptom unique is that the vibration usually disappears as soon as you let off the gas pedal and coast. If your vehicle shakes aggressively under throttle but smooths out the moment you take your foot off the gas, an inner CV joint is almost certainly to blame. In addition to clicking, torn boots, and acceleration vibrations, you might also notice a heavy clunking sound when shifting into gear or transitioning between accelerating and decelerating. Severe wear in either joint creates excessive play in the axle shaft. So when you shift from park to drive or reverse, or step on the gas after coasting, the play collapses with a heavy clunk. Ignoring these symptoms is a major safety risk. If a CV joint fails completely while driving, the axle can snap or detach entirely. If that happens, engine power will no longer reach the wheels, stranding you instantly. Even worse, a loose, spinning axle stub at highway speeds can slice through brake lines, smash suspension parts, crack your transmission casing, or cause a sudden loss of steering control. To sum it up, keep an eye out for slung grease behind your wheels, listen for clicking during sharp turns, and pay attention to shuddering when you step on the throttle. Catching these warning signs early keeps your repair costs down and ensures you stay safe on the road.